Ski resorts are interested in the average age that children take their first ski and snowboard lessons. Why do they care about that? Well, that's going to have to do with marketing, and they're trying to get customers, skiers to come. They need this information to optimally plan their ski classes. I guess that too. Match the vocabulary word with its corresponding example. Okay, so now we're going to get into a bunch of different words. What are these all about? Well, so first off, we have the word population. So the population is going to be the large group, or the whole group. The whole group of interest. So where's that? That's right here. On mine. It's the population is all children who ski and snowboard. That's the group of interest. So the population, whenever we speak of the population in a statistics problem, we mean the group we're focusing on. So like in this question, the ski resort people, they're wondering about children that ski and what the average age is when they take their first ski and snowboard lessons. So the population is all children who ski and snowboard. That's who they're focused on. That's their group of interest. Now within that, I want you to notice the next word, parameter. These both go together. P with P. And parameter means a percentage. A parameter is a data value. A data value about the whole population. So the P goes with the P. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how the S goes with the S. But for right now, the parameter is a number, a data value, but it's from the whole population. What are we talking about? Let's go up and see. Again, we're looking for all children. Where do you see all children on mine? I don't see it right now. Oh yeah, right there. All children. So that one right there is the parameter. There they happen to be right next to each other. See how it's average age of all children. Now it'll make more sense once we get to statistics. I'm gonna jump down to sample. Sample is the small group sampled. The small group that was sampled. A sample, right? You know what a sample of something, like if you have a new chocolate cake and you're like, I want to just sample a piece. We know what that means, right? You just stick your fingers in. No, we don't do that. But you just cut out a little piece and taste it, right? That's what a sample means. So a sample is a small little piece of it. So what's that going to be? What's the sample? Well, in this situation, there's it's this one, the 92 children who were asked when they took their, so they sampled 92 children. So they're trying to figure out, you understand what the ski resort is doing here? This is what we do with statistics. The ski resort is trying to figure out what is the average age when kids first take their first lesson. And so they're gonna randomly ask 92 children how old they were when they took their first lesson. That's a sample. Is that going to really tell us the average age for all children? Well, it'll probably be pretty close. That's how statistics works, right? We can't ask everybody. That's just too many people. So instead, they take a sample. That's exactly what they do when they poll for an election. They're trying to do that right now with the California recall election, right? They're asking groups of people how they're going to vote because they're trying to predict what's going to happen. So that's what statistics and sampling is all about. You ask a small group, the 92 children, to figure out what is true of the whole population of all children. See how the population and the parameter are both about all children, aren't they? All children, all children. P and P go together, population parameter, whereas sample is a small group of all the children, the 92. Okay, then what goes with that? S goes with S. See how these are both S? Statistic is a data value. It's a data value about the sample. S with S. A data value about the sample. So what's that going to be? Right here. Average age of the 92. That's a statistic. Why? Because it's an average age just for the 92 kids. Right? So you ask those 92 kids, how old were you when you took your first lesson? You find the average of that group. That's called a statistic. It's from a sample. S goes with S. A statistic is from a sample. It's a number that you calculated from the sample data values, from the 92 kids you asked. That's different than population and parameter, because the population is all the kids, like who will ever snow or ski board, right? That's like thousands and millions, right? And we're wondering what's the average age for all those? Well, you can't ask them all, right? You can't. Therefore, that's why we do a sample. Does that make sense? And now the last two, so I would do those four first. On this question, always do those four first. And then the last two, data and variable, they'll be easy at that point. And I'll show you how to do it. They're not easy, but they'll be easier. So first get population and parameter. How are you going to find those? All in all children, all children. That's your population and your parameter. P and P, they go together. All the children is the population, and a data value, like average, about all the children is your parameter. And then find the sample and the statistic. That's the small group. So the 92 children. You might think that's not that small, but I mean, it's smaller than like everybody. So 92 children is your sample, and the average age of those 92 children is your statistic taken from the sample. It's a number calculated from the sample of 92 kiddos. All right, now the other two things, how do you recognize those? Well, data is probably easy to see. That's just the list of all values. So the data is just the list of all values. And so right here, the list of 92 ages, that's your data. And then there's only one blank left, right? Process of elimination. This has got to be our variable. And right, it's the age. That's, well, let me just write. It varies, right? It's a variable, meaning it varies, it changes. So you think, what do you mean it changes? Well, they age, right? Age changes. Age is a variable. It is something that changes, right? Your age is changing year by year, so is mine. It's a variable. So that's the variable, the age when children take their first lesson. So there we go. So again, do this question by first finding the population and the parameter. You can find those by all children, all children. The parameter is the data value calculated from the whole population. And then find the sample, that's the smaller group, and the statistic is a number calculated from that small group. Once you get those, then the data is the list of everything, and the variable is the one that's left. That's going to be something that varies. And so there we go.